Imagine plunging into a literary universe where the mundane collides with the apocalyptic, where beauty and terror intertwine in ways that leave you questioning reality itself. That's the captivating world of László Krasznahorkai, the 2025 Nobel Prize winner in literature. This Hungarian author's works don't just tell stories. They pull you into a vortex of existential dread and poetic wonder, making you ponder the fragility of human existence. But here's where it gets controversial. Is his style a masterful exploration of chaos? Or does it risk alienating readers with its relentless intensity? Stick around as we dive deeper into his life and legacy, uncovering the threads that make his writing both timeless and urgently modern. Nobel Prize in Literature 2025 Biobibliography English PDF https://www.nobelprize.org Uploads 2025 NBio 25 Swedish https://www.nobelprize.evoliterature 2025 Biobibliography Swedish PDF https://www.nobelprize.org Uploads 2025 English PDF. László Krasznahorkai entered the world in 1954 in the quaint town of Gyula, located in southeastern Hungary, not far from the Romanian border. This remote, rural backdrop mirrors the setting of his debut novel, Sátántangó, which hit the shelves in 1985 and became a sensation in Hungary, marking his big breakthrough. The English translation, Sátántangó, arrived in 2012. In this gripping tale, Krasznahorkai vividly depicts a group of impoverished villagers on a forsaken collective farm in the Hungarian countryside. A heavy silence hangs in the air, filled with anticipation, until the enigmatic Irimias and his sidekick Petrina, presumed dead by everyone, make a dramatic reappearance. To the villagers, they embody either harbingers of hope or agents of final judgment. The satanic twist in the title shines through in their manipulative tactics and the deceptive charm of Irimias, which ensnares nearly everyone in a web of confusion. The story revolves around a collective yearning for a miracle, yet from the start, this hope is undermined by the Kafkaesque epigraph. In that case, I'll miss the thing by waiting for it. This novel even inspired a groundbreaking 1994 film, co-directed with Béla Tarr, showcasing how Krasznahorkai's vision transcends the page. American critic Susan Sontag didn't hold back, dubbing Krasznahorkai the master of the apocalypse in contemporary literature after diving into his second book, As Elenalas Melancholiae, 1989, translated as The Melancholy of Resistance in 1998. Here, the stakes escalate in a feverish, nightmarish fantasy unfolding in a tiny Hungarian town tucked away in a Carpathian valley. Right from page 1, readers join the unlikable Mrs. Ploum in a whirlwind of crisis. Ominous omens proliferate. The plot intensifies with the arrival of a spectral circus, headlined by the rotting carcass of an enormous whale. This eerie spectacle unleashes waves of violence and destruction, while the military's failure to restore order opens the door to a potential dictatorial takeover. Through surreal scenes and exaggerated characters, Krasznahorkai brilliantly illustrates the savage clash between chaos and control, ensuring no one escapes the grip of fear. Shifting gears in Háború ez háború, 1999, rendered in English as War, Krasznahorkai broadens his horizons beyond Hungary. The protagonist, a modest archivist named Korin, embarks on a final journey from Budapest's outskirts to New York City, aiming to claim his spot at the world's center. In his archives back home, he's unearthed a stunning ancient epic about homecoming warriors, which he dreams of sharing globally. Krasznahorkai's writing evolves here into his trademark style. Fluid, expansive sentences that snake on without periods, creating a hypnotic flow. This picaresque adventure foreshadows his monumental work, Báró Wenkheim Hazatér, 2016, translated as Baron Wenkheim's Homecoming, 2019. But this time, the focus swings back to returning to one's roots, with Krasznahorkai playfully engaging literary traditions. Think of Dostoevsky's Idiot, reborn as the Baron, a hopelessly smitten gambler addicted to the tables. Bankrupt and exiled in Argentina for years, he heads home to Hungary in search of his long-lost childhood love. Tragically, he falls into the clutches of the shady Dante, a grubby take on Sancho Panza. The novel's comedic peak comes in the boisterous welcome the Baron receives from locals, a celebration he desperately tries to dodge, adding layers of melancholy to the mix. Rounding out his apocalyptic epics is Herscht 07769, Florian Herscht Bofregania, 2021, published in English as Herscht 07769, a novel, 2024. Instead of a Carpathian fever dream, we're thrust into a believable, modern German town in Thüringen, plagued by social breakdown, murder, and arson. Yet this terror unfolds against the majestic backdrop of Johann Sebastian Bach's musical heritage. Written in one unbroken breath, it's a profound meditation on how violence and beauty can coexist in impossible harmony. Critics have hailed Herscht 07769 as a standout contemporary German novel for its sharp depiction of societal turmoil. The protagonist, Herscht, embodies the archetype of the naive, kind-hearted fool, a la Dostoevsky, who awakens to the harsh truth that he's trusted the very forces wreaking havoc in town, much like Voluska in The Melancholy of Resistance. With Krasznahorkai, unpredictability is always in play, culminating in a twisty ending that defies expectations. László Krasznahorkai stands as a towering epic storyteller in the Central European lineage, tracing back through Kafka to Thomas Bernhard, defined by absurdity and over-the-top grotesqueness. And this is the part most people miss. He doesn't stop there. Turning eastward, he adopts a more meditative, precise voice, drawing from his travels to China and Japan. This shift births a series of contemplative pieces, starting with his 2003 novel A Sacral Hedge. Daleroll To, Nugatrol Utak, Kelatrol Foyo, a mountain to the north, a lake to the south, paths to the west, a river to the east, 2022. This enigmatic narrative, rich with lyrical passages, unfolds southeast of Kyoto, serving as a prelude to his expansive Seiobo Yart Ödellent, 2008, translated as Seiobo There Below, 2013. This anthology of 17 tales, structured in a Fibonacci sequence, explores beauty and creativity amid blindness and transience. One unforgettable opener features a pristine white heron poised motionless in Kyoto's Kamo River, unseen by passers-by, symbolizing the artist's solitary plight. The collection weaves around the Japanese legend of Seiobo, guardian of a garden that yields immortality every 3 millennia. Krasznahorkai uses this myth to delve into artistic creation, tracing its origins across varied eras and settings. Often masterpieces emerge after rigorous preparation, rooted in tradition and skill. Sometimes they arise from chaotic delays, like the risky transport of an unfinished painting by Renaissance master Pietro Vannucci, better known as Perugino, from Florence to his birthplace in Perugia. While the world thinks he's retired, a miracle unfolds there. In Seiobo There Below, the artist often remains off-stage. Instead, we encounter peripheral figures, custodians, observers, artisans, who participate without fully grasping the work's essence. It's a brilliant exploration, guiding readers through back entrances to the mysterious process of creation. Another gem showcasing Krasznahorkai's versatility is the shorter A Promunka Egg Politirt, Bearash Masagurule Teba, Spadework for a Palace Entering the Madness of Others. 2020, released in 2018. This wildly entertaining, slightly unhinged story unfolds in a ghostly Manhattan, haunted by Herman Melville's spirit and his obsessive fans. It tackles the curse of imitation alongside the gift of defiance, and maybe a touch of sadness. Anders Olsson, chair of the Nobel Committee Bibliography. A selection works in Hungarian Sátántangó. Budapest, Magvető, 1985, Kegyelmi Viszonyok, Halálnovellák. Budapest, Magvető, 1986, Az ellenállás melankóliája. Budapest, Magvető, 1989, Az Urgái Fogoly. Budapest, Magvető, 1992, A Theseus általános titkos akadémiai előadások. Szép halom, 1993, Kegyelmi viszonyok, halálnovellák. Budapest, Magvető, 1997, Megírt Ézsaiás. Budapest, Magvető, 1998, Háború és háború. Regény. Budapest, Magvető, 1999, este 6, néhány szabad megnyitás. Művészeti írások, fotó Haris László et al. Budapest, Magvető, 2001, északról hegy, délről tó, nyugatról utak, keletről folyó. Budapest, Magvető, 2003, rombolás és bánat az ég alatt. Budapest, Magvető, 2004, Seiobo járt odalent. Budapest, Magvető, 2008, az utolsó farkas, állat van bent képek Max Neumann. Magvető, 2010, nem kérdez, nem válaszol, 25 beszélgetés, ugyanarról. Budapest Megvető, 2012, Medjevilag. Budapest Megvető, 2013, Baróvenkhém hazatér. Budapest Megvető, 2016, a Manhattan terv, onnan rodem fényképével, onnan rodem eszéid fordította, Todero Anna. Budapest Megvető, 2018, apró munka egy palotáért, bejárás mások őrületébe. Budapest Megvető, 2016, mindig Homerosnak, jó szerencse, semmi más. Odisszeéva Spiria, Max Neumann képeivel. Miklós Szilveszter érhangjával. Budapest Megvető, 2019, Herst 040769, Florian Herst Bach regénye, elbeszélés. Budapest Megvető, 2021, Zsömle oda van. Budapest Megvető, 2024, Film Damnation, Karazat, directed by Belatar, screenplay by László Krasznahorkai and Belatar, 1988. The Last Boat City Life, as Utolsó Ohio, directed by Belatar, screenplay by László Krasznahorkai and Belatar, 1990. Sátántangó, directed by Belatar, screenplay by László Krasznahorkai and Belatar, 1994. Re-released 2020. Workmeister Harmonies, Workmeister Harmoniak, directed by Belatar and Agnes Hranicki, co-director editor. Screenplay by László Krasznahorkai and Belatar, 2000. Re-released 2024. The Man from London, A Londoni Férfi, directed by Belatar and Agnes Hranicki. Screenplay by László Krasznahorkai and Belatar, 2007. Based on a novel by George Simenon. The Turin Horse, A Torinoi Lo, directed by Belatar. Screenplay by László Krasznahorkai and Belatar, 2011. Opera Melancholie des Widerstands. Eine filmische Oper, Musik von Marc-André Balbavi, Text von Guillaume Metayer, in Zusammenarbeit mit David Martin, nach dem Roman von László Krasznahorkai. Staatsoper Unter den Linden, Berlin, 30 Juni 2024, works in English The Melancholy of Resistance. Translated from the Hungarian by George Sirtes. London, Quartet Books, 1998. Translation of Az ellenállás melancholia. War, translated from the Hungarian by Georges Sirtes. New York, New Directions, 2006. Translation of Háború és háború, Animal Inside, Pictures, Max Neumann, translated from the Hungarian by Ottilie Molzit. Cahiers Series, 14. Paris, Center for Writers Translators, The American University of Paris, London, Silf. 2010. Translation of Alat van Bent Sátántangó, translated from the Hungarian by George Sirtes. New York, New Directions, 2012. Translation of Sátántangó, The Bill for Palma Vecchio, at Venice, translated from the Hungarian by George Sirtes. The Art Monographs, 2, London Silf. 2013 Seiobo There Below, translated from the Hungarian by Ottilie Molzit. New York, New Directions, 2013. Translation of Seiobo Yart Odolent Destruction and Sorrow Beneath the Heavens, Reportage. Translated from the Hungarian by Ottilie Molzit. London, Seagull Books, 2016. Translation of Rombolás és Bánat az Ég alatt, The Last Wolf and Herman, translated from the Hungarian by George Sirtes and John Batke. New York, New Directions, 2016. Translation of Az utolsó farkas The Manhattan Project, a literary diary, presented as 12 chance encounters or coincidences, alongside a photographic essay by Ornan Rodem. Translated from the Hungarian by John Batke. London, Silf, 2017. Translation of A Manhattan Terv, The World Goes On, translated from the Hungarian by John Batke, Ottilie Molzit, and George Sirtes. New York, New Directions, 2017. Translation of Megyavilag Baron Venkheim's Homecoming. Translated from the Hungarian by Ottilie Mulset. New York, New Directions, 2019. Translation of Baro Venkheim Hazater, Spadework for a Palace, Entering the Madness of Others. Translated from the Hungarian by John Batke. New York, New Directions, 2020. Translation of Apro Munka Ej Palota Ert, Chasing Homer. Good Luck and Nothing Else. Odysseus' Cave. With art by Max Neumann. With music by Sylvester Miklos. Translated from the Hungarian by John Batke. New York, New Directions, 2021. Translation of Mindig Homerosnak, Yoserenchi, Shemimash, Odysseeva Spilia. A mountain to the north, a lake to the south, paths to the west, a river to the east. Translated from the Hungarian by Ottilie Mulset. New York, New Directions, 2022. Translation of Északról hegy, délről tó, nyugatról utak, keletről folyó, Hest 1774-69, a novel. Translated from the Hungarian by Ottilie Mulset. New York, New Directions, 2024. Translation of Hest 1774-69. Florian Hest Bathregenia Works in French Tango de Satan. Roman. Traduit du hongrois par Joël Dufely. Paris, Gallimard, 2000. Traduction de Sátántangó, La mélancolie de la résistance, roman, traduit du hongrois par Joël Dufely, Paris, Gallimard, 2006. Traduction de Azelén Alas, Mélancoliaia, au nord, par une montagne, au sud par un lac, à l'ouest par des chemins, à l'est par un cours d'eau, traduit du hongrois par Joël Dufely, Paris, Kambourakis, 2010. Traduction de Északról hegy, délről tó, nyugatról utak, keletről folyó, Thésée, universel. Traduit du hongrois par Joël Dufely, Marseille, Vagabonde, 2011. Traduction de À Théseus Altalanos, La venue d'Isaïe, traduit du hongrois par Joël Dufely, Paris, Kambourakis, 2013. Traduction Megiot Esaïa, Gerger, Ronan, traduit du hongrois par Joël Dufely, Paris, Kambourakis, 2013. Traduction de Aboru et Saboru, Sous le coup de la grâce, Nouvelle de mort, traduit du hongrois par Marc Martin. Senuyak, Vagabonde, 2015. Traduction de Kegielmi Visonyok, Seiobo est descendu sur terre, roman, traduit du hongrois par Joël Dufely, Paris, Kambourakis, 2018. Traduction de Seiobo Gertodalan, Le dernier loup, traduit du hongrois par Joël Dufely, Paris, Kambourakis, 2019. Traduction de Azutolso Farkas, Le baron Venkheim est de retour, roman, traduit du hongrois par Joël Dufely, Paris, Kambourakis, 2023. Traduction de Baro Venkheim Hazater, Petits travaux pour un palais. Pénétrer la folie des autres, traduit du hongrois par Joël Dufely, Paris, Kambourakis, 2024. Traduction de Apromunka Egpalotaer, Beyarash Machok Eruletede, Works in German, Gnadenverhältnis, aus dem Ungarischen, von Hans Kiraki und Julian Ebrandt. Berlin, Literarisches Kolloquium, Berlin, 1988, Berlin, Berliner Künstlerprogramm, DADAD, 1988. Originaltitel, Kegelmi Viszonyok Sátántangó, Roman, aus dem Ungarischen von Hans Kiraki. Zürich, Ammann, 1990. Originaltitel, Sátántangó Melancholie des Widerstands, Roman, aus dem Ungarischen von Hans Kiraki. Zürich, Ammann, 1992. Originaltitel, Az ellenállás Melancholiája, Der Gefangene von Urga, Roman, aus dem Ungarischen von Hans Kiraki. Zürich, Ammann, 1993. Originaltitel, Az Urgai Fogoly, Krieg und Krieg, Roman. Aus dem Ungarischen von Hans Kiraki. Zürich, Ammann, 1999. Originaltitel, Háború es Háború, im Norden ein Berg, im Süden ein See, im Westen Wege, im Osten ein Fluss, Roman, aus dem Ungarischen von Christina Virak. Zürich, Ammann, 2005. Originaltitel, Északről het, délről tó, nyugatról utak, keletről folyó, Seiobo auf Erden. Erzählungen aus dem Ungarischen von Heike Flemming. Frankfurt am Main, S. Fischer, 2010. Originaltitel, Seiobo Yad oder Land, die Welt voran, aus dem Ungarischen von Heike Flemming. Frankfurt am Main. S. Fischer, 2015. Originaltitel Maggie Avilak Baron Wenkheims Rückkehr. Roman aus dem Ungarischen von Christina Virak. Frankfurt am Main. S. Fischer, 2018. Baro Wenkheim Hasater. Herrscht 77769. Florian Herrschtbach Roman. Erzählung aus dem Ungarischen von Heike Flemming. Frankfurt am Main. S. Fischer, 2021. Originaltitel Herrscht 77769. Florian Herrschtbach Regenie im Wahn der anderen. 3 Erzählungen aus dem Ungarischen von Heike Flemming. Mit Zeichnungen von Max Neumann und einem Schlagzeugsolo von Miklos Silvester. Inhalt: Animal Insight, Kleinstarbeit für einen Palast. Richtung Homer. Frankfurt am Main, S. Fischer, 2023.
Origináltitel mindig Homerosnak, apró munka egy palotáért. Állat van bent, works in Swedish motståndets melankoli, översättning av Daniel Gustafsson Pech. Stockholm, Norstedts, 2014. Origináltitel az ellenállás melankóliája, Sátántangó, översättning av Daniel Gustafsson Pech. Stockholm, Norstedts, 2015. Origináltitel Sátántangó, översättning av Daniel Gustafsson. Stockholm, Norstedts, 2017. Seiobo járt odalent, den sista vargen, översättning av Daniel Gustafsson. Stockholm, Norstedts, 2020. Origináltitel Az utolsó farkas, Hest 00078, Florian Hersts roman om Bach, översättning av Daniel Gustafsson. Stockholm, Norstedts, 2017. Origináltitel Hest 00078, Florian Herst Bach regénye, Other Dames, Nicholas, The Chapter A Segmented History from Antiquity to the 21st Century.
Princeton, Princeton University Press. 2023. Hansen, Cecilia, László Krasznahorkai, Verkligheten var inte viktig för oss, hopplöst, men inte allvarligt, konst och politik i Central Europa. Stockholm, Nature Culture, 2017. Krasznahorkai, László, The Last Boat and Getting Away from Bogdanovich. In Thy Kingdom Come, 19 short stories by 11 Hungarian authors, translated by Esther Molnar. Budapest, Norin/Palatinus, 1999, Krasznahorkai. László, Muet face au sword, Le Grand Tour, Autoportrait de l'Europe par ses écrivains, ouvrage collectif sous la direction d'Olivier Guez, Paris, Bernard Grasset, 2022. Krasznahorkai, László, Under Barbaren's Hand Emotivudveckling, en Antologie mit Vierten Ungarska Berättelser from Ati Talit, Översättning och Redaktorskap, Yorgos Alvarez. Stockholm, Symposium, 1990. László Krasznahorkai in Die Paris Review Interviews 03 Übersetzt von Alexandra Steffes. Düsseldorf, Weltkiosk, 2019. László Krasznahorkai, Beilatar, Max Newman, in Music and Literature. Issue 2, Spring 2013, Le Grand Tour. Autoportrait de l'Europe par ses écrivains. Ouvrage collectif sous la direction Olivier Guez. Paris, Bernard Grasset, 2022. Lending, Mari, Fabrics of Reality. Art and Architecture in László Krasznahorkai in Reading Architecture. Literary Imagination and Architectural Experience. Edited by Angeliki Scioli and Yunshin Jung. New York, Routledge, 2018. Thirlwell, Adam, The Art of Fiction No. 240, László Krasznahorkai. In the Paris Review, No. 225, 2018. Vihar, Judith, Japanese Genji's Hungarian grandson. In Search of Prince Genji, Japan in Words and Images. Budapest, Ferenc Kopp Museum of Asiatic Arts, 2015. Wood, James, Reality Examined to the Point of Madness, László Krasznahorkai, In the Fun Stuff and Other Essays. New York, Farrar, Straus and Giroux, 2012. Back to top. Don't miss the Nobel Prize announcements, 6-13 October. All announcements are streamed live here on nobelprize.org. But here's the real debate. Does Krasznahorkai's relentless focus on despair and the absurd truly capture the human condition? Or is it a pessimistic lens that overlooks moments of hope and resilience? Some might argue his long, periodless sentences mirror the endless flow of life, while others see them as a barrier to accessibility. What about his blending of Eastern and Western influences? Is it a brilliant fusion or a cultural appropriation? And in an era of quick reads and social media, can his dense, contemplative style still resonate? We'd love to hear your take. Do you find his apocalyptic themes empowering or overwhelming? Agree or disagree? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.